Hi students, welcome again. And in this video, I am trying to highlight some other important aspects of the chapter absorption by roots. And here you have to remember the importance of minerals also because they are being absorbed. They are also being absorbed and they are very important. How uh, we start with nitrogen. Nitrogen is a part of the synthesis of protein, so it is helping in growth. And then we can talk about magnesium and iron, which are helping in the synthesis of chlorophyll. And how important chlorophyll is, you can all realize because it is the main component in photosynthesis. The presence of chlorophyll is a must. Without it, photosynthesis cannot take place. So these minerals, magnesium and iron, are so important. Then we come to potassium. Potassium is a component of protoplasm, the living material which is the protoplasm, and potassium is the component. So how important is this? And then we come to calcium, which maintains the semi-permeability of the cell membrane. Without the semi-permeability, the absorption cannot be completed because the basis of absorption is this only. The bigger molecules will not come out from the cell because of the semi-permeability of the cell membrane. So this is so important. And the sulfur also is important because it is the part of the synthesis of one amino acid, which is cysteine. So these are the importance of minerals, students. You have to remember so that any question is there, you can answer. And the other part I wish to highlight is the difference between osmosis and diffusion because they look similar but there are differences. In osmosis, the semi-permeable membrane is required. In diffusion, no membrane is required. Number one difference. Number two is that in osmosis, the movement is unidirectional in one direction, but in diffusion, movement can take place in both the directions. And in osmosis occurs or happens in liquids only, but in diffusion can happen in any medium. And during osmosis, the movement of the liquid, mainly water, is for a shorter distance, but in diffusion, the movement is for a longer distance also. Movement of your solvent or gas can be for a longer distance. So these can be the differences between osmosis and diffusion, students. And another aspect I wanted to highlight is the tonicity. You have to remember, I wanted to revise this, that is the isotonic, the hypertonic and hypotonic solutions. So the isotonic solution means, the isotonic condition means the solute concentration in the solution outside the cell is same as that inside the cell. So that is isotonic, and hypertonic means the solute concentration is greater in the solution outside the cell than inside the cell. And the hypotonic means the solute concentration in the solution outside the cell is lower than that inside the cell. So it depends on the concentration of the solute that determines the tonicity of the solutions. So student, you have to remember this. Again I repeat, isotonic, hypertonic, hypotonic. Isotonic means the concentration of the solute outside the cell is same as that inside the cell. And hypertonic means the concentration of the solute is higher in the solution outside the cell that of inside the cell. And the hypotonic means the concentration of the solute is lower outside the cell than that inside the cell. So these are the terms that you have to remember. If any question comes, you can answer them. And about the turgidity and flaccidity, you have already studied, and I had also discussed in my last video. So turgidity, as you all know, is very important because of the turgidity only, because of the turgor pressure only. the liquid or the water is going from one cell to another to a less turgid cell. So that is why turgidity is important, is responsible for movement of water from one cell to another cell. So other aspects you can just go through your lesson in the books, and you will you will again remember all the important aspects. So I think this will suffice the revision of absorption by roots. So I end my topic here today, and will come with some other revisions, especially for ICSE. So students, because they are having this subject separately, biology, and they have to do very well, and they will do well because they study sincerely. They are studying sincerely, and we are trying. I am trying, for that matter, to help you all. Also, the CBSE students. So thank you, and wish you all the best.